Okay. Welcome back to the Viewpoints with me, your boy the man, NJ to the city with the number 2, NCO. Now, yeah, it's 4 o'clock. I'm about to go out in a few minutes and go get me some Wendy's since I live like right across the street from it, by the way. In Nocatee, by the way, yeah. So I'm talking about Nocatee, Enclave as well. Shout out bless Nocatee, shout out bless Enclave, shout out bless Ponte Vedra, shout out bless again entire state of Florida, entire city. Y'all know what's up. And like I say, as I was talking about in the last video, we really need to, like I say, improve our communication. Just be amazed at certain things. And I'm just saying, like I said, because right now, because I'm looking up school reviews, which again I do often, and I'm just saying, you'll be amazed how I'm telling you with some of these school reviews, they really do translate into communication. They translate into trust. And I'm trying to say about that is, you'd be amazed. Some of these school reviews are not telling you the truth about how these schools are. Because I'm telling you, so many kids from a 10 out of 10 school that, I mean, you know, because again, I go to Allen High School. Shout out to Allen High School. I love y'all. Y'all know what's up. But so many kids from local 10 out of 10 schools keep telling me that school is not a good school. And of course, I still love it, towards the better tomorrow, towards, hope for the future that whatever problems they got, they can straighten up. But I'm telling you, some of you deans and some of you principals, or I guess you're the principals or whoever's your boss, I'm telling you, some of y'all, I'm just saying, because it's just amazing, it's just amazing what your students keep telling me all the time, and it's just amazing, because like I said, these are local 10 out of 10 schools. Again, and this is not just St. John. This is Duval. This is, mainly just St. John's and Duval. But you'd be amazed, how many of these schools that, whether they're 10 out of 10, or they're 9 out of 10, 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10, whatever. You'd be amazed, especially the 8, 9, 10 out of 10s. You'd be amazed how many of those schools, how many kids come from those schools telling me the school was not a good school. How it's pretty much like saying, don't be fooled by the great school ratings. Again, shout out to greatschools.org, because again, they do a great job at organizing all this data. So again, I'm not criticizing them, but I'm criticizing the behavior of the people at these schools that do that condone all this, I guess you could say, wrong and whatever else, all this wrong stuff. I'm trying to speak to those people who condone all this wrong stuff, which make people be affected the way they're affected and post these negative reviews of your school. Because I'm telling you, so many people in so many cases, they're just there for a paycheck. They are not there to help anybody. They're not there to legitimately do what their job says they're supposed to do. Because as I said, you'd be amazed how many kids I've spoken to who tell me that their teachers don't teach. Their deans are horrible. The principal, God knows on that subject, so forth and so forth. And you just be amazed what these reviews and what these opinions say. Again, sometimes you have to go out there as an activist, as like my own self, as an ambassador. Sometimes you have to go out there and you have to go talk to these kids, one-on-one about how stuff is going. You have to go talk to the kids, talk to the parents, talk to the teachers, talk to, go out there and get more opinions. Because that's what I do as an ambassador. Again, going to school with these kids and hopefully futurely a volunteer whenever that time comes for me. Because again, immediately after I get my high school diploma, I want to come back as a volunteer immediately. And I'm not saying I won't go to college to, I guess, become a teacher or a principal or whatever else. Eventually I will, but and definitely I want to make an immediate impact from the schools right now. I'm not trying to wait till the next 5 years, 4 years, 3 years. I'm trying to make an impact right now to where next 3 years everything will be cleaned up, and I will have and every kid that walks through those halls will feel safe, secure, healthy, well fed, and they can be like, wow, this is a great school. Great environment, great teachers, great principal, great deans, great students, and even their home life is great. Because again, you got to realize that a lot of these schools, like I say, these our schools, again, we're housing a lot of talent. If a lot of these schools don't realize it by now, you're housing a lot of talent, a lot of good, positive, godly talent. And you just have to know how to nurture this talent, how to continuously grow with it and develop this talent, how to promote it properly, and to get these kids onward to not only good grades and a good on-field performance and a good off-the-field performance, but as well how to, get these kids to hopefully, getting those scholarships in something, whether it's academics or, even, with their grades or with whatever club they're in, Like I say, we really need those people who, again, are really dedicated to the further growth and development of our youth in these schools. Because, like I say, like I say, if you talk to the kids that I've talked to, you would know that a lot of that's not happening in some of these schools. A lot of that's not happening. A lot of these teachers are not teaching. A lot of these deans are negatively harassing these kids. And I mean negatively harassing them to where, like I said, the schools run like a prison. And that's what these kids tell me. The schools run like a prison. They get on you for the littlest thing. So forth and so forth. And that's what I'm trying to say, I'm an ambassador here, I'm all love and 100. But I'm not going to sit back and pretend like there's no negatives going on in the school system. There's no negatives going on in police departments. There's no negatives going on just anywhere where there's negatives going on. Negatives going on in the church. Negatives going on in stores, with employees or their owners or whatever. I'm just not gonna sit back and ignore that all these negatives are going. I'm not gonna wait until these negatives come out on video or these negatives come out on newspapers for me to do something about it. I'm gonna go to these people, ask them how things are going. By the grace of God, they'll tell me the God honest truth, and we can get to the bottom of this, and we can stop this and abolish it, and stop it dead in its tracks. Because I'm telling you, this is about the better tomorrow for not just these kids. These are the better tomorrow for the kids, the young adults. For everybody. This is the better tomorrow for everybody. And you have to carry yourself with that type of distinction, and you have to carry yourself with that type of attitude that this is a better tomorrow for everybody. And again, I will teach anybody on how to talk and think like this. When it comes to people looking up to me and stuff like that, it's not that hard to talk and think like a professional. It's not that hard to talk and think like you really care, because I really do care. By the way, I don't just talk this to be talking this. I really care about these kids. I care about these people. I go out there and ask these questions. I go out there and get to know people, learn their stories, and continuously, help fuel my inspiration, my compassion, my passion again, towards it all. And like I say, I put it in my music as well. My music is another outlet where I express all this stuff. But again, I'm gonna say in a song called Father Figure that I'm tired of reading all these negative reviews on gradeschools.org and School Digger, because it's amazing how many negative reviews that some of these schools get, but it's also amazing how some of them don't get any negative reviews, or if they do get any negative reviews, it's one or two. But then you go to the school, you talk to some of these kids, and they'll tell you, yeah, that's not accurate. That's not accurate. And I mean on the reviews of the positive reviews, to where it's like, it makes you think to yourself, how many of these people go on gradeschools.org and School Digger or any of these websites that are supposed to be, reporting, reviews about the school. How many people are going on there writing false reviews? And I mean false reviews that make the school look good when it's really not good, or even making the school look bad when it's really a good school. How many people are actually on there writing false reviews? Because I'm just saying, you'd be amazed how many 10 out of 10 schools are, I know, or 9 out of 10 schools, or 8 out of 10, or 7 out of 10 schools I know, that, like I say, you'll look at the comment section, you'll read a lot of positive reviews, maybe one or two negatives, but you'll read a lot of positive reviews. But then when you go talk to these kids in person, you'll find there are more of them who say negative things about the school than there are who say positives. You'll be amazed. There's more kids that have negative reviews about the school than there are positives. I'm telling you, you talk to 5 kids, and legitimately, at least three of them, two or three of them, actually, I'm gonna say three of them will tell you, three of them will, three or more will tell you how terrible things were, or they will tell you how they didn't love it, but they didn't hate it either, they didn't love it, but they didn't hate it, and so forth and so forth. But like I said, I'm encouraging y'all to go out there, be an activist, get involved in these schools, get involved in the community, and just do your part to make it all light up and be a better place. Because, like I say, this is really on us, the people, to do what we got to do to survive and do what we got to do to create more respect, more hospitality, more trust, and stuff like that. Again, I love these schools, I love these people, but I'm just being real with you. I'm not going to be fake with you. I'm not going to pretend like everything's all love and 100 when at certain times it's not all love and 100. I'm not going to paint this perfect picture for you, knowing darn straight well there are like probably 50 or at least 5 or how many flaws in this picture. Like this picture, like some of these pictures I'm painting for you, they are 20/20 perfect, or they are overall perfect. But when I say overall perfect, like, it's times when I say overall perfect, like, legitimately, like, some of this stuff is overall perfect, but there is some, some negatives to address, and I think it's time to address all these negatives. Because again, you can type in whatever school you want and look on greatschools.org and see the reviews for these schools, and you'll see what I mean. Some of these schools have the most negative reviews you've ever seen. I've read a lot of these negative and even positive reviews. The only thing I ain't read the positives ones. I read the positives, but again, I've read the negatives too, and the negatives will tell you, oh, the teachers don't teach. They're not, the teachers don't teach. The students are crummy. The faculty and staff are dodging people's questions. The principals dodging people's questions. They're not returning phone calls, not returning emails. They're not doing their job properly, pretty much. I'm just saying, you will read this stuff. Go on to type in any school you want to. Look on greatschools.org or School Digger or both, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. You'll see all these reviews, and I'm not saying you won't see some positives. You'll see some positives. You type in the right school. You'll most likely see what you want to see. And sometimes you'll see what you don't want to see. But again, you'll be amazed how many schools, local schools, whether it's Duval or St. Johns County, like I said, I'm hyping you all up. It's like, we can do this, we can own this, we can do better, we can score better, we can own this so better tomorrow for all these kids. But I'm telling you, I'm not going to ignore the negatives when the negatives are right there, when the negatives are staring you right in the face, when the negatives are showing their ugly head every single day. I'm not going to ignore the negatives. I promote the positives, the things. My job, dang sure, or sorry, darn sure, whatever would you want to put there, dang or darn. My job as an ambassador, and definitely as a humanist, or humanitarian, I guess is the word I meant to say there. My job as an ambassador, humanitarian, and really just as, an overall, I guess you could say even Christian, really, and Christian truther is definitely, like I say, I acknowledge the positives, I big up the positives, but I'm supposed to spread awareness to the negatives. I'm supposed to spread awareness to the negatives and hopefully, abolish those negatives and get them to positives. That's what you're supposed to do, and you're supposed to do that. Really, just a good overall. It really is just a good overall person. That really it should be your job. But definitely, like I say, as an ambassador and much more, that's definitely my job. I take it seriously. I love it. I own this stuff every day, and I'm not afraid to go out there and call out all those negatives and get those people who should not be in those positions of power any longer. I'm not afraid to go out there and try to get them fired if I have to, because some of these people obviously have been in their position sometimes negatively too long, and they've lost their once good grip, but people are just afraid to fire them because they've been there so long. It's like your family. It's like saying your family. Well, good thing you can stay family, but you just won't be working there anymore because you're not doing your job effectively anymore. You really need to start listening to some of these kids and their opinions, and even some of these teachers, and maybe even some of these parents, because I'm telling you, the truth is out there, and the truth is out there, and it shall set you free. You just have to, again, know how to use it, conduct it, own it, and Lord knows, so forth and so forth. So I pray to God that all these schools do get better with all these categories that you'll see on greatschools.org, and I do pray to God that the awareness is spread and the positives are bigged up and promoted. But again, communication is very, very important. You have to realize that. Communication leads to trust, leads to respect. More of the Viewpoints coming in soon. God bless. Love y'all.